Now the big leg of Matt Pratt ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lambeau. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Right to the air is Rodgers. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Cardinals are going to take possession of the football.
Wow, just one snap in, partner, and the complexion of this game has already changed because for the defensive side, they just handed their offense a short field and a big early advantage. And even though it's only the first snap of the game, we're going to look back on this one and see if it has lasting effects as this game moves on.
First carry for James Conner. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, and you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set him up.
Conner going to get it again on second down.
And just a couple yards there down to the 17.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Again, it's Conner. That he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. And he's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Murray and company going for it on 4th. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. Touchdown, Cardinals.
James Conner.
A 15-yard touchdown grab.
And the Cardinals have taken the early lead on the road here at Lambeau.
Extra point good by Pratt. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, out is Pratt to kick. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Well, partner, not exactly the way they drew up the start of this one, but a chance to redeem themselves and hit the reset button here on their...
He rifles one that's intercepted.
Isaiah Simmons picking it off.
And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown.
Well, we went from scoreless to 13-0 in a hurry. First, their offense had the touchdown, and now the defense comes through with one.
You can't get a better 1-2 punch than that. Follow up a touchdown offense by getting one on defense. If they keep that effort up, you'll take the other sideline out of this one very quickly.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw here pulled in by Lazard. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Rodgers going to throw. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time.
Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Cards are going to take over at their own 41.
Well, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ball game.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times.
After the turnover, here's Murray. And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
They'll try and run for it with Connor. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
Well, we got beefeaters licking their chops and tasty dish in one fell swoop.
I did apologize in advance, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. That line's not eating tofu. I'll tell you that much for free. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They're going to run. Here's Connor. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
So how about the fortitude there? They're in field goal range, but they say, no, forget the 3. We think we can get the first, and they wind up getting a lot more than they bargained for.
And I love how you used an SAT word to describe what we just saw there, partner. That's got to be a deflated defense. You see the head down, the shoulders slumped. But we've talked about this before.
Sometimes as a defense, you get so wrapped up in defending the first down line that that's your last line of defense. And once they get past that, they're gone.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Again, it's Jones. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. To throw, it's Rodgers.
That is caught. It's the tight end, Tunyon.
And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 28. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Cardinals are going to take possession here at their own 33.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to South Florida at Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Arizona Cardinals and the Miami Dolphins. Now the big leg of Matt Prater ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Miami.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Tua to throw right away.
And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
On 2nd and 10.
Tua.
That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua. Got a man, complete to Cedric Wilson. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
From the 41, Tua. And his throw's going to be incomplete. That's already the third time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught one of the three.
But that doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
And again, it's Tagovailoa. And going deep for Hill. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. That's caught by the Notre Dame man. It's Durham Smythe. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. Boy, that's some kind of effort. When he caught it, I doubted if he could get there. Knew it was going to be close, but credit him. Really good effort.
How about the rack on that play, the run after catch? But most of the time we think of it as just being an open field and picking up yardage. Sometimes you have to be real physical in order to gain the yardage you need for a first down.
Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
On play action, here's Tua.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
This is what defensive coaches ask of their defenders every single ball game. Get a hand on every throw in coverage. They want the deflections. They want the knockaways. Pick it yourself if you can, but at least knock it down and guarantee it's incomplete.
Play number 9 now on this pretty long opening drive, but this is third down. Tua setting up shop to throw again. Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. Picked off by Trayvon Mullen.
And the Cards are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive.
Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 22. They start the drive with Connor, and he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
And this is going to be a Cardinals first down as the tackle made here at the 36.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
On 1st and 10 is Connor, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
On 2nd down, Connor looking for space. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. They'll run for it with Connor.
And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43.
They only needed a few inches, but still some anxious moments there, but they do convert on 4th.
So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10. Murray a give. This is Connor.
And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. No score after 1 on EA Sports. From the gun, again to counter. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration.
Trying for the tight end, Ertz, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jerome Baker. And the Dolphins are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
2nd down. Here's Mostert again.
3 yards on the pickup there, and they've got it back to 3rd and 10.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
And he fires one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the Cardinals are going to take possession of the football. The one side gets an interception, but their defense comes on the field and picks them right back up by getting a pick of their own.
And I think you saw the same thing that I did, Brandon. As he ran off the field after making that play, we saw his quarterback seek him out and offer a personal thank you to bail him out a little bit as the offense takes the field again.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Again, a run with Connor. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
56 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Connor up the middle.
And he'll wind up getting about 6 out of that as that's going to lead us to the 2-minute warning.
Out of the shotgun, they'll run with Connor. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown.
James Conner,
a 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Cardinals post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter.
I know the play ends up in the end zone with one person carrying the ball, but how about that big mass of humanity that guided him to that spot?
Yeah, they got there, but I love the dive. Always a fan of the dive. Prater for the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, they run with Edmonds. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game. And that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away and incomplete. They run behind center with Connor. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Murray. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. They'll run here with Connor. And he is going to lose yardage here. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Again, it'll be Connor. And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. James Conner with his 2nd. EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us at newly named State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the New Orleans Saints and the Arizona Cardinals. Now the big leg of Matt Prater ready to get this one started. And we are underway here on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. And he'll send the tight end in motion left. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And some room to work. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A huge play there right off the bat. 53 yards.
Alvin Kamara, Charles, a guy from your alma mater there in Knoxville, and he has developed into a perennial Pro Bowler on the strength of big plays like we just saw there.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. They run it again with Kamara.
Brought down at the 20.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Winston. And he's got the hook up to Landry.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
On 3rd down, Winston.
Working the sideline here. Did he get the feet in? Yes, they say that he did. Nice job tapping both of them down.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Kamara.
And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. And just one man in the backfield here. That's Kamara, 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him again. No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal. Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
This is an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
Winston sneaking it, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown.
The sneak successful from a yard out, and the Saints' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing completion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Murray now to throw. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Demario Davis drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on 3rd down, and you make the home crowd go, shh.
There is a hush indeed. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. They're going for it. It's Murray. He's going deep for Brown. And that is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. And, Charles, they just handed them a gift. Going for it there, that spot of the field inside the 20. Boy.
Yeah, sometimes you think you've got plenty of time in a game, so you take a little bit of a crazy risk. This goes in the category of a crazy, crazy, crazy risk. Yeah, I'm giving you 3 on that one. But how about on the defensive side of the ball? To see them come out, line up, and decide to go for it there, you figure there's no way we're giving this one up. We're going to turn the ball over for our own offense and get some points out of it.
And they did the first part of that. Now they'll be looking to add those points with great field position.
Some teams like to start aggressive to begin a drive, but this is still what you expect to see in normal situations. Just call a simple run, get a few yards to begin the series, and set yourself up for something bigger on 2nd down.
On 2nd and 9, Winston. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Alvin Kamara
taking it in from 4 yards out.
And the Saints have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
Lutz with the extra point, and it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And we'll
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30, right about the 29. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Now throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Murray now. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Moore.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
Give him 32 on the play.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Murray now on 1st down. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins.
And he'll be marked out right at the 20-yard line.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray.
Going right back to DeAndre Hopkins. And the Cardinals are going to have a 1st and goal as he's taken down at about the 8-yard line.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Here's a handoff to Connor. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
They'll try to surge ahead with Connor. And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
James Conner,
a 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Cardinals have cut it back within a score.
Extra point good by Prater. And that'll make our score 14-7. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Winston to give. It's Kamara.
Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. Well, I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To throw, Winston. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now Winston. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Rashard Lawrence, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Jameis to throw it. Eluding the pressure right to the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. The kick by Lutz is good, and that will do it for this first half. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It'll be the Cardinals who get the ball first. They trail here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter.
And this will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
It's been a struggle for him accruing yards in this game passing the football. So there he said, hey, I'm going to try to chuck it deep, but another incompletion.
Has to be a little bit frustrating because of what you just described. It's been a struggle for him here in the second half, hoping for one big shot to get him out of the doldrums.
Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing now is Murray. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. Murray sets to throw on 4th. He's going deep for Brown. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete.
And he is going to have the Cardinals first down. And it is a big letdown there defensively. They somehow allowed to convert on 4th and long.
4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. To throw is Murray. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Give the sack to David Onyemata, the product of Nigeria by way of Canada. After the sack on 1st down, Murray. Zach Ertz has it complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
They'll try to run it. This is Connor. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona.
James Conner,
His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
and the Cardinals are back within a score.
Prater for the extra point. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
7 yards there and a first down.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Winston now to throw on 1st down. On the check down, he finds Kamara.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock, and this is 2nd and less than a yard. Again, they'll run with Ingram. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the Cards are right back in this football game. A seismic shift in momentum here in the fourth quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Murray a give. This is Connor. And he can muster only a couple here to the 24.
And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game. Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. 2nd and 12.
And now Murray's going to set up the throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Credit that sack to Marcus Davenport.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Back to throw. Murray. He's going to let it fly.
On a bad time late for a poor throw. It's intercepted.
Marcus May with a pick.
And the Saints have just about sewn up this football game. Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
Trying to run down some clock with Kamara.
70 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Good gain there on first down. It keeps him in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Winston to throw. Buying time to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit. A lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
On second down, Ingram. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on third down. Winston. Dancing to his left. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Here comes the Saints punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to want to look to hit a couple shorter passes.
He's got a man, complete.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38. Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner. Although on that last play they were so backed up, it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded because we've seen the improbable before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.